Hello and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Spotlight. We have Maricopa football head coach Chris McDonald with us today, and this is the first episode of the season for this program. We have a week 1 game coming up tomorrow against Avondale Agua Fria, but normally we would get right into it and talk about the game, but we did have a tragically fatal car wreck last week with football player Nate Ford. And so we'd like to focus our program today on him. So Coach, if you could just start by giving us some of your recollection of Nate and what kind of guy he was.
Well, obviously he was a fantastic guy. I mean, with the support that's been shown throughout the community, I don't think he had an enemy on the team, which is hard when you have a football team full of egos. But he was just that type of guy. He was, he was going to start for us on defense, but more than that, he was just a good locker room guy. He was a great guy to have in the program. Did all the right things. We talk about doing it right and doing it now, and he was exactly that type of guy. And just sorely missed already, and just a great kid. It's a loss for really our society, because he was just such a good youth.
What kind of message did you give the players, moving forward and trying to make this season about a tribute to Nate and that sort of thing?
Well, really, they really kind of took it upon themselves first. I mean, I was, when I first had found out, as all of us, I was like anybody else. I was shocked, and then my grief, moved to sadness and whatnot. But when we had our team meeting on Friday at about 5, I really put it in the captain's hands to talk with the team and determine what they wanted to do from there. Because at the end of the day, it's their team, and so they kind of took it upon themselves to kind of play that role. I didn't really have to go in there and give a rah-rah speech on, hey, we're going to do this for Nate. I mean, they I think it was just kind of, you just kind of got that feeling, and they kind of talked about it, that's what they were going to do, and they took the leadership and did that themselves.
And I understand there's going to be a little bit of a tribute to Nate before Friday's game, maybe a jersey retirement. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, what we decided on, just talking with the Ford family, is we want to keep the jerseys for the season, and then we're going to present them to them after the season. We want to bring Nate with us in spirit to every game and every practice, and so we'll be bringing the jerseys out with us and his helmet as well for every game, home and away, and we'll have a little spot on the bench for him, and to show that in spirit he's still with us. We do the same thing in practice still every day. For the game, we're going to line up. Nate was on kickoff and kick return, both units, so whatever we're, if we win the coin flip or whatnot, or if we don't get our opportunity to choose what we want, we're going to line up with 10 on the field, and then our first play on defense will line up with 10 on the field in tribute to him.
Sounds good. Well, next week we will talk football, but thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you.